Hello friends! It has been a while since I've done a sacred geometry video, so I wanted to update you on what I'm working on and the piece that I've completed, stuff that I've finished. So this is the first one. So I had a video of this in progress, but I think it turned out really nice. There is just this one little spot that I have to put whiteout on, but other than that, it's awesome. So that one I've completed. These are 14 by 17. Let me put this one back. Okay, and I am continuing to work on this one. I'm working on doing the pencil for the border here. This background was a challenge to get on because, actually I'll show you, I originally had done a bunch of the Flower of Life circles around this whole border area, and when I got back to the starting position, they did not line up. Even though all along the way the circles were all meshing really well together, but when it got back to the beginning, it was not lining up. So I had to figure out a different solution to that, because if I were to draw this pattern, it would look like a mess. So what I did was I got this isometric grid paper, and I took the radius of these circles of the background and I plugged them onto this isometric grid, and I found out it was just about exactly 2 units of this isometric grid. So, fantastic. I got, let's see, where is it? I got this graphite paper, and what you can do is you lay this down, one sheet, and then you lay the graphite paper, or the isometric grid paper over it, and you can use a pencil, a pen, something with a sharp point to press the graphite onto the page. Now, when I was trying this on a blank piece of paper, I think this might be charcoal paper instead of graphite. I'm not quite sure, because I was not able to erase it on my test sheet, which is why you should definitely use a test sheet before trying it on your piece. So I needed the charcoal to not go on any of these areas, the 4 elements, the outside, or the yin yang in the middle. So what I did was I took the measurements of everything and I cut out pieces of paper. I wish I had kept them to show you. And I just taped it on there, on each piece, and then I put the graphite paper over it and the grid paper over that. And all of these lines on the background are the graphite charcoal paper. So I will need to go back over this. I'll need to go back over everything with pen, but this background specifically I cannot erase. So yeah, what I have to finish left, what I have left to finish, is this grid on the outside to make it nice, look nice in pencil, kind of like this side, and then in all of these elements, I'll be doing a pattern, and I have the patterns drawn up on my computer because I wanted to make sure what it looked like before I put it on my paper. So I'm excited about that. But I've had a lot of different projects going on. Let's see, let me take this away. Okay, so I've also been keeping up with drawing these patterns in this sketchbook. I'll just go through some of these. And this is my sketchbook, so it's kind of, quickly drawing out the patterns. I don't need them perfect. I mess up and whatnot, and that's okay. I just need to get the idea down for reference. I love this one. Okay, so that's it for the sketchbook. And so I've been putting those designs into Adobe Illustrator, and I've been making PDFs of those designs just as kind of a catalog of reference. So I'll show you those. So I've printed them up. Actually, I think I'll have to hold them. So these are all made with the isometric grid paper. And any of these designs can be drawn from creating that flower of life pattern. This one's interesting. So this one, if you took the flower of life pattern and you drew a slightly smaller whole circle with the same center as the flower of life, it creates these Star of David, Merkaba patterns in these triangles. I think it's really, really cool. It's really interesting once you start exploring all the different possibilities, different patterns. It's amazing. These are actually made with just a normal, I don't know what even they call it, just a normal grid, the vertical and horizontal grids, as you can probably see. And then there's this last one. Okay. So I've been pretty busy getting these patterns. I used to have something similar to this, and I would use them for ideas for my projects. Okay, so those are all the patterns. And Adobe Illustrator is great for getting your ideas just into a visual format, because with the patterns I can create the initial pattern. Like if we look at this one, it would be this one hexagon with 6 around it, and then 1 coming out from each of those arms, let's say. And then you can see how the next one connects to that one. So we can start by drawing this hexagon pattern in Illustrator, and what you can do is you can basically copy and paste it to create this repeating pattern, which is really, really nice for getting the ideas down, though I'm not a huge fan of doing my artwork all on the computer. Just for myself. I like to use paper, pens. Not too much of a fan of the computer, though I'm super grateful for what it can do. Okay, so I talked about this in one of my videos at the very end, I think. So this is a 24-inch circular tabletop, and I am going to be doing string art on this. And you can look up the orbit of Earth and Venus around the sun, and you'll find something similar to what I'm doing. So if you've seen that before, it's kind of like, whoa, how does that work? But basically, there's 2 circles. There's this one, well, actually on camera, this one, and then this one, and they have points along the circle. And the circles have a certain ratio to each other. So for instance, the Earth and Venus are a 5:3. So the 5 goes on the outside, the 3 goes on the inside. As you can see, this is quite a bit of points. I'm not sure actually if you can see these. What I've done is you can basically double the numbers, so 3 goes to 6, 5 goes to 10, and I went all the way up to 48 for the inner and 80 for the outer, because it goes 3, 6, 12, 24, 48, 5, 10, 20, 40, 80. So the inner circle was a bit easier. All I had to do was do the normal seed of life pattern. I just pick one point on the circle. I have the same radius as my original circle. I go out, and I keep doing that until I get back to the beginning. And then what you do is you divide each section into half. And I suppose I'll show again. I've showed it in the past video, but I will show this again because it's very useful. Let me... just gotta find my drawing materials. Okay. Let's say you have a line and you want to find the exact center of that line, or you want to create a completely perpendicular line. what you would do is you grab your compass, you put your point on one of the ends, and then you extend your point at least halfway past the halfway mark of this line. So I believe this is past the halfway. You go to the other side, put it in there, and then you do the same thing. And these 2 points will be a perpendicular line, perfectly bisecting that first line. So I'll just show you here. Okay, so there's our center of that line, and this is perpendicular. So one of the big challenges for this tabletop was actually finding the center of the tabletop. I've actually never really encountered this challenge, so I didn't really know how to do it, but I actually found a really easy way. The first way that I looked up was that you have a ruler, and I have a longer one, and you put your ruler across and you make a chord from the circle. A chord is just a line across the circumference of a circle. And then you perfectly slide your ruler over to the opposite side, perfectly parallel to the exact measurement on the ruler that you got originally. So you'd have 2 lines, and then they said connect the lines and make an X. I did that, and it did not work well. So this easy solution was that you draw a chord across the circle, you bisect you bisect the line. The line is going to go towards the center, but you need another line to well, you can have 3 lines to triangulate the center. I'll be right back real quick. Okay, I'm back, sorry. So we can make a chord, we can make a perpendicular line that's going to go towards the center. We can make another chord anywhere that's also going to, if we bisect it, it's also going to go towards the center. I made 3 lines to triangulate to get the most accurate center. So that's how I found my center, and then I told you how I got the inner circle to 48. Each time you would divide each of these sections, and then that would be your next point, and you keep dividing until you get to 48. For the 80 point circle on the outside, I needed to start with a pentagon, and I suppose I'll show you guys and gals, how to draw a pentagon, because this was definitely the easiest way I've ever seen it. Okay, so we're going to start with a line. Let's see. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just gonna bring out the book. And I'm gonna do it with the book to show you. I gotta get the camera is on a book stack, so un momento. Okay. This is an amazing book. That's funny. I literally opened up to the page. Literally. Well, the ending. So this is their directions. For how to draw the pentagon. It's pretty easy. So, okay. We're going to start with a circle. We are going to go to the end point, and we're going to extend the circle to our other end point. Okay, that line's a little too big. We'll do a smaller line. That should be good. Okay. And then we go to the other point, the other end, and do the same thing. And then we're going to connect these 2 points right here. Then we're going to make a circle inside of here with this as a center that goes out to these Vesica Piscis edges. Okay, then we're going to take this size circle and we're going to put the center on this side of the line. We are going to take these 2 points and draw a straight line. Okay, and then we are going to put our center on that point here, and we are going to put our pencil on at the top of this circle inside the Vesica Piscis. Okay, so this measurement, that's going to be each side of this inner circle for the pentagon. So I'll put my center here. I will mark right here and right here. I'll move my center to that marking. I'll mark right here. Mark right there. Oh wait. Wait. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. One. Let's see. If I put here, there. I'm struggling to figure out what I did wrong. Because I had just done this a couple days ago. Let's see. Be here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Let me go back to the center circle. So what I did, I went from center of the second vesica piscis. I increased my circle to match the top of this circle. I went down and I marked it where it comes down to this line right here. Then you put your center on that point and you increase a little bit more to match the top of that circle. Now that's going to be the measurement for your pentagon. And I'll show that here. Let's see. It's a little messy because my pencil is not very sharp. Okay, and so we're here. So it's about. Should probably do a neater one. But just so you can see the instructions, because I need more practice with the pentagons. Okay. See, I was getting a little bit messed up between the 5 and the 6. Anyways, so I was able to draw a nice pentagon in here, and I just extended these points out from the center onto this outer circle around here, and then I kept dividing until I got to 80 points. And then what I will be doing is, let's say, all of these points I will be putting small nails into, and I will be connecting these points with string. And the interesting thing is, like, let me see if I can get this in camera. So if I connect 1 to 1, and then 2 to 2, 3 to 3, the angles start getting different. And they start kind of crossing over from this side to that side. Anyways, it's 7 whole cycles for each of them, and then they will line up at the beginning again. And that represents 7 years of Earth and Venus revolving around the sun. So I'm excited about that. I think it will be pretty awesome. So yeah, those are the projects I've been working on. I listened to a really awesome podcast the other day, and they had some great data in that podcast, and so I'm working on kind of compiling that data, fact checking it, and I'm going to be making pretty awesome video coming up. So I'm not sure when that will be, but I'm working on it. Alright. Thanks for watching, friends. Hope you're doing well. Let me know if you have any questions. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. I will work on the Pentagon, and I will do a much better live demonstration, because that was not great. Yeah, so probably be still making more patterns. I kind of want to make a kind of like a reference book for myself. And I'm working on a couple more projects that I'm not quite ready to show yet, but they will be shown eventually. So anyways, much blessings to all of you watching. Love, peace, patience, and I will see you all soon. Have a good one.